The influenza machine and how it shapes the story we're told. Welcome to Wake Up Canada News. I'm Brad Wilder. This next article was researched and written by one of our many Wake Up Canada News contributing reporters. Now, what I'm trying to show you is not that every scientist sits in a room and decides to fake results. That's not how the world works. The real story is quieter, more subtle, and honestly more believable. The system itself decides what gets seen, what gets funded, and what becomes the truth, while everything that doesn't fit the script simply never gets the spotlight. Once you understand how the machine works, you can see why so many scientists, especially, the same 30 names right here beside me, all end up repeating the exact same narrative about H5N1. All of these people operate inside a single global influenza structure. They publish in the same journals, depend on the same funding networks, follow the same reporting rules, and answer to the same institutions. They don't need to talk to each other behind closed doors. The system lines them up like dominoes and tips them in the same direction. And the conclusions they produce roll out just the way the global health organizations expect. At the top of this structure is OFLU, OFFLU, which is run jointly by the FAO and the OIE, big international organizations that support and coordinate global animal health surveillance. OFFLU feeds directly into the WHO's own influenza network, GISRS. Now, these agencies decide which strains matter, which countries need surveillance, which mutations are concerning, and which results deserve immediate global attention. They also decide the priorities that labs must follow if they want to continue funding, publication, and even professional relevance. Now, when a small handful of organizations define the entire world's influenza priorities, it's not exactly shocking that the world's influenza scientists start sounding identical. The scientists listed are scattered across Europe, Asia, North America, and South America, but they're all plugged into these same global networks. Many of them receive grants connected to international priorities, pandemic preparedness, zoonotic spillover, influenza surveillance, biosecurity, gain-of-function adjacent studies, as well as computational models for outbreak prediction, and so on and so on. Whether the money flows from the NIH, the EU research programs, the national research councils, the WHO-aligned collaborations, the FAO partnerships, or regional universities, it all traces back to the same global health framework that set the narrative before a single lab test is even done. Now that's where the real pressure lives. A scientist who produces results that match the global alarm get invited to conferences, get cited, and even get new grants and move up the corporate ladder. A scientist who finds no big concerns here gets nothing. The data doesn't support the narrative. It sits in a drawer. Data that supports it gets fast-tracked, highlighted, and turned into headlines. Not because someone is shredding things in the back room, but because journals, they want dramatic results. Funders want risks highlighted, and the media wants fear. The cycle, that cycle, filters the entire flow of information long before the public ever sees it. So when the media suddenly starts pushing a coordinated panic about H5N1, it fits a very predictable pattern. If you ever read scientists sounding alarm, these are the scientists. Reporters don't read the dozens of quiet studies showing the stable conditions or low human risk. They grab the one alarming preprint that lines up perfectly with the story they're already trying to tell. And because these 30 scientists all live inside the same ecosystem, with the same incentives, the same gatekeepers, and the same global priorities, they naturally produce work that fits neatly into the narrative machine. Nobody needs to falsify anything. All they have to do is keep producing the results that pay the bills and keep ignoring the results that don't. That's how you get a global scientific chorus that sings the same tune, even when the notes don't match what's happening on the ground. I'm not saying every person on this list is corrupt or controlled. I'm saying the system they work in rewards one direction and starves out the other. So, of course, they end up agreeing. That agreement isn't the product of pure health. It's the product of structure, funding, incentives, and media application. And once you see that structure clearly, the H5N1 fear campaign starts to look less like a spontaneous scientific discovery and more like the same old machine running its old routine, this time with a new strain to blame. Thanks for watching Wake Up Canada News. Please like, share, and follow us on any of your favorite socials, including Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, and our website at wakeupcanadanews.com. Till next time, remember you're the voice, and it's time to make it count. I'm Brad Wilder. I'll see you soon.